The Champions League is now done, and the Premier League is now back, and let's now predict some games. As you guys know, me and a couple of SDS boys, we did this last week. We started last week, and we said to ourselves, who's got the best predictions? Who's got the best spoilers? You know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's FayzTime. It's FayzTime. Brother, I keep telling you guys, I don't give you predictions. I only give you spoilers. So if you don't want me to spoil all the games for this game week, just look away. Don't watch the video. Watch the video. Don't watch the video, bro. Because you're going to get spoilers. And that's what I do. Drake takes, baby. That's the reason why I got 10 points after one game week. That's the reason why the other three boys got 4 points each. It's too easy. It's too easy. But let me not get carried away. It's only been one game week. Let me not get carried away. And let me start predicting the game week 5. Before we get to the first game, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and of course comment your own thoughts and your own predictions, and let me know how many games you got right from last week. The first game is, of course, one of the biggest games. By the way, this game week, they've got a couple big games. 3 arguably massive games, and this is one of them. Liverpool versus Everton. The derby, we all know about. Isaac potentially starting his first Premier League game, or is it going to be Ikitike? Everton, of course, started the season very well, picked up 2 wins. Moyes have been playing great football. Grealish has been on form. Of course, Dewsbury Hall, and they're trying to rotate between Beto and Bari, and they've done well. Everton, I'm not denying anything what they've done. They've started the season very well. But with Liverpool, we all know about the narrative so far. Last-minute goals. Is it sustainable? X, Y, and Z. Is it going to be another game where they're going to score and go after the 80th minute? It's been 5 games, and every game has been basically dictated by a goal above the 80th minute. Every one of those games, including the Champions League game. But I feel like this is the game where Liverpool is going to break that drought. I feel like this is the game where they're going to tell everyone, listen, those last 5 games, forget about them. Now, let's start meshing with each other. Let's gel with each other. And I think this is the game where they might actually do it. They know, listen, playing Everton at home, it's been light work. It's been barbecue chicken for the past decade, yeah? But of course, Everton now a bit stronger, and Liverpool's heading into this game conceding a lot of goals. And of course, not being clinical with the chances. But I do think the game against Atleti showed me a lot. Salah is I think that was his first game where he finally delivered, and I think he's going to maintain that. Is that getting that rhythm? Of course, not starting a game in like 3 to 4 months. Florian Wirtz has had an okay second half. Ikitike maybe starting. Frimpong is not back. I feel like this is the game where Liverpool is going to basically showcase to the Premier League, we are here. We are here, and this is going to be a statement. For that reason, I've gone with a 4-1, a massive 4-1 Liverpool win. I do think this is the game where they're going to just blow. They're going to blow in a good way. Not in a bad way, in a good way. And this is why I've got them winning 4-1. The rest of the boys, Hasib got them winning 2-1. I'm guessing a last-minute winner. So has Hussein, who's used his double points. By the way, last week, none of us got our double point correct in any of the games that we predicted. And lastly, in life, yeah, brothers and sisters, I just want to tell you one thing. Don't take drugs, fam. Man said free. This is where you're hoping. This is why I call it delusional prediction, because you're hoping for something. You're not predicting with actual brain. You're predicting with heart. Like you want Liverpool to drop points because Arsenal to win. Use your head, bro. Your heart will not take you far. Your head will. Pause. But your head will. Next game we have is Brighton versus Spurs. Brighton has had a weird start of the season. Very weird. They've only picked up 1 W, and that W came against City. But they've lost the last couple of games. The last game which they lost was against Bournemouth, a very strong Bournemouth side away from home. Spurs, they've done very well. The last 2 games has been statement after statement. Boom, winning, beating West Ham. I know West Ham, it's not a massive statement, but still winning 3-0 away from home. Then, the first Champions League game back, Villarreal, they beat them 1-0. 2 clean sheets, 4 goals. I'm looking at this game, and I feel like the Champions League might impact Spurs this game. Because all the players that played against Villarreal, they're going to play again today. Yes, they play Tuesday, so they've had 4 days to rest, pretty much. But I do feel like Brighton hasn't started the season very well away from home. But at home, they've done well, including beating a big team like City. Spurs, I think it's going to be one of those games, similar to the game against Bournemouth, where they're going to underestimate them. They're going to try to play their games. They're not going to be clinical, and boom. I reckon those kind of teams, like the Brighton, the Bournemouth, the Newcastle, is going to be a massive problem for Spurs this season. For that reason, I've got Brighton actually winning this game 3-1. I do think Brighton at home is very different to Brighton away. And Spurs with the Champions League, I feel like that might be the first test and the first preview for Thomas Frank to be like, listen, which tournament am I start going to prioritize? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? I do think it's going to have a massive impact. But listen, I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong. Spurs might win, but I don't think they will. I've got 3-1 Brighton. Hasib's got 2-0 Brighton, so he agrees. Hussein got 3-1 Spurs. He thinks Spurs going to continue that momentum. Back-to-back draws, wallah. Fairs, I hear it. We can see a draw, but back-to-back draws. Shame, man. Then we've got Burnley against Forest. Ange, when are you going to win a game? It's been 2 games. Arsenal, loss. The League Cup against Swansea. You were winning 2-0. You're winning 2-0. Things were looking good. And then, boom, you concede a goal in the 60-minute side. But then you concede 2 goals in stoppage time. From 2-1 up, after 90 minutes, this guy went to 3-2 down within like 6 minutes. Ange, are you picking your first W in this game against Burnley? A Burnley side who hasn't been convincing. A Burnley side who's only won 1 game. Of course, they lost against Liverpool. Very unfortunate, but Hannibal with the penalty, like handball in the last second. But I got Forest winning this game. I do think Ange will pick up his first win. It's not going to be convincing, and I think Ange needs to be careful because, of course, he's got European football this midweek, so he needs to balance and make sure which team to use. But I do think this is the game where Ange will finally win, and I got Forest winning 2-1. Hasib's got a 1-1 draw. Hussein got a 1-1 draw, and Shaib, wallah, you back-to-back draws, you know, and then you want to copy. Fairs, wallah. Wallah, fair, Shaib. You want to copy now? Fairs. Then we got West Ham against Palace. Hear me out. The reason why I say hear me out, I had everyone, let me tell you who everyone had winning, and then you will understand why I'm saying hear me out. 3 people had Palace winning this game, and I hear it. West Ham has been cheeks. West Ham has not been convincing. Out of 4 games, they've only won 1, but that 1 win came against a very poor side in Aston Villa. The other 3 games, they've just been murdered. They've been tortured, basically. And Palace, 4 games, 0 losses, but they've had 3 draws. And again, Palace, do they have European football this game week, or is Conference League back? No, it's not. No, Conference League is back the following. But what I'm trying to say here, just hear me out, okay? Hear me out. West Ham understands the importance of this kind of wins. And whenever I feel like West Ham must win, it happened with the previous managers, the Lopetegis, the Moyes, and now, of course, Potter. Every time when West Ham is in a situation where they have to win, they always win. It happened against Aston Villa. Aston Villa, there's so much pressure for Potter to win, and boom, he did. This game, there's a lot of pressure for him to win after what happened last week against Spurs and being sent off and losing 3-0. There's a lot of pressure for them to win this game. Palace, they haven't scored a lot of goals. Yes, they're unbeaten. They've got 6 points, but fam, it's 3 draws. 2 of them were goalless draws. They haven't, out of 4 games, they've only scored in 1 game. They've barely scored goals, especially with Eze not being there. I do literally think West Ham is going to win this game. That's just my feeling. The rest of the boys thinks Palace is going to win 2-0, and then Hussein's got 2-1 Palace, and Shaib got 3-2 Palace. Listen, I might be wrong. This might be another Drake take, which is just a bad song. But low-key, I think West Ham will win this game. Then we have got Wolves versus Leeds, and it's one of those games. Listen, Wolves have lost every single game this game so far in the Premier League. Leeds has only won 1 game I think against Newcastle, if I'm not mistaken, that penalty in the last second or something like that. I have gone with Wolves finally picking up the W. Of course, they've just re-signed and extended the manager for another 3 years, so they clearly believe in him. And if they do, I think the celebration might continue, and I think that's why I think out of all the results, I think this is the one I'm most confident about. Hence the reason why I use my double points. I do genuinely think Wolves are going to win this game, and they're going to win convincingly, and they're going to win with a clean sheet. The rest of the boys, Hasib thinks it's a 0-0. Hussein thinks it's a 2-2 draw, and Shuaib has gone with a surprising 1-0 Leeds win. Then we've got one of the biggest games of this game week. United versus Chelsea. And once again, I'm going to show you the results before I tell you, hear me out. Everyone has gone over draw. And it's not surprising whenever these two teams play, usually whether at Bridge, at Old Trafford, it's always a draw. So that's no surprise with everyone going with a draw. Chelsea hasn't won at Old Trafford since the last 13, 14 years. Like there's a curse. There is a curse, fam. They haven't won a single game. Even with Jose and Conte and Tuchel and Sarri, they haven't won, fam. With Enzo Maresca, of course, they didn't win last year. The way United are going this season, it's not fun. It's not been pleasing. Of course, I heard just now that Cunha and Mason Mount are back. And United are under massive pressure. I genuinely think if United lose this game, I can see Ruben getting sacked. And that's what I predict. I think Chelsea's going to win this game. And a day or 2 days after, we're going to see the news that Ruben is getting sacked. Because, brother, there's no way he can continue after another loss. Especially with the start of the season, which is one of the worst starts we've had. They keep breaking records. Like every season, they keep breaking records. And I think it's going to be one of those games where they're going to have chances, they're going to create, but Chelsea's going to be more clinical and Chelsea's going to score more goals. Chelsea needs to bounce back after what happened, of course, last Premier League game against Brentford and last game against Bayern. So they're going into this game wanting to win. It's a must-win for Chelsea as well. And I do see Chelsea winning this game and ending that drought since 2012 that haven't won Old Trafford. Trust me, I got 3-2 Chelsea. Hasib got 1-1 draw. Hussein got 1-1 draw. And Shuaib got a 0-0 draw. And both of them used a double point, which I kind of hear because a draw is very expected in this game. Then there's Fulham against Brentford at 8 p.m. on Saturday, which no one is going to be watching. Brother, just tell me. I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. No one, and I repeat, no one is gonna be watching this game, and that's why I'm just gonna go quick with my prediction. Fulham 2-0, 1-0 Fulham for Hasib, 3-1 Brentford by Hussein, and Shuaib with another draw. How many draws have Shuaib had, bro? How many draws have you had, bro? Another draw for Shuaib. Then we've got Sunday and big game, Bournemouth against Newcastle. The team which I predicted to finish 5th and everyone laughed. Are you laughing now? Am I hearing giggles? Are you laughing now? No, you're not. I know you're not laughing. And trust me, Newcastle, you're going to get the Anthony treatment where he's going to smack you. Brother, Bournemouth owning this. What? Why is it that 3 other people copied me? Why is the Hasib and Shuaib copied my prediction? I know it's not possible to copy because, but still, like I had last season. By the way, last game week I had 2 predictions right, like accurate predictions. I predicted Arsenal to win 3-0. I got it right. I predicted Bournemouth to win 2-1 against Brighton. I was right, and I'll continue saying 2-1 against Newcastle. They're playing at home. Newcastle just played literally yesterday. Now they're playing on Sunday, the early kickoff. I was surprised. I thought that Newcastle played on Monday, or maybe the late kickoff. Newcastle played in a very intense game where they ran pretty much throughout the whole 90 minutes. So them men are exhausted. Now they're going to go to a side who plays similar cannon ball and Anthony ball, who, again, you are expecting them to dominate the ball, same way Barca did, and you expect Newcastle to chase the ball. I reckon the players will be exhausted, and that's why Bournemouth will take advantage, and I reckon they'll win this game 2-1, similar to what the rest of the boys did, but Hussein predicted a 2-2 draw. Then we got Sunderland against Villa. Villa has been so bad this season, has been so unconvincing this season, and United is desperate for a win. Listen, I know European football is here. I know Europa League starts next week, but this Donny, you have to win. You can't be going into every game, not winning, bro. This is a must-win game. This is a must-win game for Unai Emery. And that's why I genuinely think Unai won this game against Sunderland team who's done well, to be fair. Like, they've just been promoted. They've got, 6 points, I believe. They've got 2 Ws. It's been a decent start for Sunderland. No one expected them to pick up. But with the window which they had and the amount of money which they spent like 250 million, they had to win. Like, all the players they have, like the quality of the players they have, they had to pick up some Ws. But I do think West Ham will win this game 1-0. Sunderland's going to win 2-0, according to Hasib. Same way Hussein predicted 2-1 Sunderland, and Shaib predicted 2-0 Villa. And the last game week, the biggest game of the weekend, is, of course, City versus Arsenal. Arsenal versus City at the Emirates. Big game. Big game. But I think everyone can agree with this, that this is the first time in a very long time since Pep have been here, arguably. This is the first time where Arsenal are going into a game against City as the heavy favourites. And this shows how far Arsenal has come, and this shows how much City has regressed over the past 12 months. Like, Arsenal are heading into this game as the heavy favourites. Like, Arsenal are expected to win this game, not just with a 1-0, but they're expected to win convincingly against a City team who hasn't been convincing this season. Yes, they beat Napoli literally yesterday, and the last game week they beat United. Yes, it's been good, but United was just cheeks. Napoli had 10 players. You're playing against now a team which has been, arguably, you can say, the strongest team, like the most convincing team out of all teams in the Premier League so far. Like, they've had 2 convincing wins. They've got the best depth. They've got the best defensive numbers. This is going to be tough for City to win. And that's why all of us have predicted an Arsenal win. Again, this is very rare, by the way. Like, usually when City face Arsenal, it's a City win, especially with Pep and Haaland being there, Rodri being there, Foden, start back. It's surprising, but it just shows how good Arsenal have been and how far Arteta has pushed this team forward, and also how much City have regressed, bro, over the past 12 months. And they're not the same City side as the one who won the league four times in 5 years, fam. Like, City is not the same team anymore. And that's why I think Arsenal will take a massive... Bro, it happened last season. Last season, top 2 was Liverpool, Arsenal. And I think it's going to be the same potentially this season, maybe. So that's why I've got 3-2 Arsenal. I think Arsenal will concede goals. I think City, with Haaland scoring goals and Foden now getting into his form, back-to-back in where he scored, and Doku being now back to his usual self as well, I think City will score goals. It's not going to be a clean sheet for Arsenal, but I think Arsenal have too much, just a little bit, another edge to it. I've got 3-2 Arsenal. Hasib has predicted 3-0 Arsenal. Hussein has predicted 2-0 Arsenal. And Shaib has predicted 3-1 Arsenal. Put down in the comments what you guys have for all those games, and let me know who you guys think is going to be leading the leaderboard by game week 6. Put down in the comments what you guys think. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next game week. Peace.